Hello survivors and welcome to First Aid Spray, a Resident Evil podcast by fans for fans. This is a special non-numbered bonus episode and it is Off the Record Season 2. For those of you who have been with us a while, you'll know what to expect out of this one. We did this for Season 1 as well, but for those of you who don't, or if it does bear recapping, this is a collection of sort of excess material, stuff that hit the cutting room floor, conversations we had before or after the podcast, sometimes during as well, the occasional blooper. It's just a smorgasbord of jokes, goofs, lots of censor beeps. Just a nice way to wrap up Season 2, make you feel warm inside and hopefully entertain you a little bit more as we move into the next season and into our third year as a show, which is pretty crazy. We also, in Off the Record Season 1, kind of wrapped up the year and talked about, wow, we did a whole year of podcasting. First birthdays are way more of a thing than second birthdays, so that's why it's just me this time. But I did at least wanted to try and not ramble too much and put something out there, just to say thank you for the continued support in 2020, which has without a doubt gone down in the history books. I'm sure we'll all remember this year. We don't like to talk about it too much on the show. You know, you'll probably remember early on, when it was all transpiring at the beginning, the point was not to talk about it too much. We're here to entertain, and hopefully that's what we've done over the last 12 months or so. But it does work, it's worth saying. I know that a lot of people out there listening, I'm sure most of you have struggled in some form. I've heard first-hand accounts of people on the Discord server and stuff like that. We're all talking about it, of course. And I don't need to put everyone's lives on display, but people on the team, we've all suffered with it in some fashion. We've all had our troubles this year. But First Aid Spray has been kind of an anchor in a way, to get out there and to do something good, to chat and to entertain and do something for everyone else that's suffering as well. And more than anything, we talked about this again at the end of Season 1. The numbers are not what's important, but at the same time, to see how many people are tuning in is kind of fantastic and mind-blowing. We are a very niche thing, a Resident Evil podcast, and yet there's so many of them. But, to even be recognised amongst them and have so many people tune in is wonderful. And even when times have been tough with the podcast this year, it's been the fuel. So thank you to everyone who continues to support us on Patreon, support us on the Discord server, of course, follow us on all social medias, leave iTunes reviews, and of course every listen from every app, especially if you do it from multiple apps or whatever. No, just to see those numbers is crazy. The amount of, I don't want to go into the specifics, but the amount of growth we've had in this second year is very, very promising, and it makes me want to work all the harder for you guys. So the best is yet to come. Season 3 is just around the corner. We've got so much to share with you. Man, just think of the games we haven't covered yet. The good and the bad. There's a lot of legs still in First Aid Spray. We are just starting to run. So stick with us. Season 3 coming very soon. Please enjoy all this absolute silliness and waffling on that is Off the Record Season 2. Love you all very much. Have a good week.
Do I sound at least vaguely reasonable? Or
you sound
not so much?
More than reasonable.
Oh, tremendous. So we should just always do it
extra
now.
reasonable. We should always do it now.
This is the time of day that we record me talking to people. I listened to the trivia one. It's like, wow, I literally sound like I'm phoning in from the Caribbean or something. It's astonishing.
That would be wonderful.
I didn't say I wasn't. I just said it sounds like I am.
Wow, I didn't know you guys had wrestling. Like, that's really funny from an American standpoint, because I just picture them like standing at a ring, like, how dare you?
Well, that's always it. They all have moustaches and top hats.
Yeah,
they're normally always northern as well. They're like,
yeah,
they're normally northerners, and you're like, oh, you're just doing like a posh British weird northern accent.
Well, to be fair, like all you've got to do in the north is be sad and fight. So they kind of get good practice, at least in the second one.
Hey, you have to love coal as well.
I don't think we've got any of that left.
No. That's why they're so sad.
Right. Anyway, so burning bridges. To our northern viewers, we love you.
Don't
You're
worry,
amazing.
Steve's not about yet.
Right,
Don't say north around Steve, you'll get upset. It's Midlands.
No, it's if it's above London, it's north.
We're having the most English conversation right now.
He's right though. It is north.
It's-
Is it?
I mean,
Well,
yeah.
Yeah.
Have you caught up, boss?
I've watched it twice and then a third time slowed down.
Have you watched the developer one?
I have, yeah. I was just going to quickly skim the old Capcom blog as well, and then I think I'm up to date.
Can't say we don't do our research at First Aid Spray when we've had like an hour.
I've had like 40 minutes.
Yeah, you've been on the two.
Anyway.
For those of you in the UK, National Rail are.
This. Oh my god.
What was it?
This is the third time this has happened where I just get on a train and they like midway through they decide, nah, we're not going to stop everywhere now. We're just going to go to the end of the line. Like, why today? Why? Thanks for the warning. I'm going to actually, yeah, at the top, if we can make this as edit light as possible, that would be lovely.
No.
You think that's happening?
No,
Time to turn swear mode initiated.
I'm really lucky. I've got tomorrow off, so maybe that's it's fine.
First Aid Spray is normally a child-friendly podcast, despite the material we cover. However, this particular time, we don't give a. No, we do, because otherwise, size heartbreaks.
That's
Listener
right.
discretion
Like-
advised.
Yes.
I'm so excited for this.
Man, we have so much to get to. We haven't.
I know there's so much in this trailer.
Release
And
date.
April.
know!
Holy balls. That's like a mere few months away.
As Steve said, that's like tomorrow.
Yeah.
When you're our age, that's basically how it works.
It
Christmas is
yeah.
over,
and
then it's
I'll
April.
have a little sleep and then it will be out.
Because you said, and I thought I was having a migraine.
Output device. There we go!
Hey!
What is wrong? Stupid machine! It was outputting to the. Why? I don't know why I was getting the audio from Discord's little blips and things, but not from speech. Like,
Very strange.
There's nothing out of the realms of possibility that this podcast is going to come out haunted.
And I say it's nice that we managed to get through. I mean, me peeking behind the curtain here, because there hasn't been much content on the channel lately. But me and James literally like hammered through RE7 over the course of a fortnight. Well, it was like 2-3 days.
Yep,
so
it was 2 days. Yeah.
The fact that he's been able to get here.
Good
nice.
stuff.
Yeah, I used my birthday for that.
Oh, bless.
Have you? Have you stopped feeling itchy from those houses with all the bugs and mold yet?
Oh, you know that that made my skin crawl, and we had to use that access about 2 or 3 times. It was not good. You know, the thin crawl wall where I don't think Ethan goes every time, but it's like it makes my skin. I don't know.
Well, Ethan says it the first time so that you can then say it the rest of the time.
Do we? Did you guys sort of like trade off, or who played?
It was a swapping thing. I think we didn't. It wasn't just me in control. It generally brought down to I would hit things. James would get hit by things.
Hey! You wait until our boss fight against Jack, because somehow I became a Super Saiyan at that point. I don't know how.
He's the boss killer.
One does the hitting, one gets hit. It sounds like the Ice Climbers.
And off to Photoshop I go. Everybody ready, yeah?
Yep.
Are you still sausage rolling? No? Okay.
No, I'm good.
Cool. Sausage roll is over. Podcast is now. Let's go.
Just give me 30 seconds. Just give me 30 seconds. I'm like necking a can of Relentless just to be waking up.
We'd like to drink with Steve, because Steve is our mate.
I'm tempted to drink anyway. How has the move gone? Are you happy?
Yeah, I mean, it was it was a hell of a thing. But we're in now. We've been here 2 weeks. It feels a bit like a house now. Like it feels like a home as opposed to a bit like a warehouse when it first started.
Well, you've got the first podcast down. You broke it in.
Exactly. I was sitting in my brightly coloured pink room to do it as well.
Very nice.
The perfect place for a podcast.
But yeah, perfect dressing for a Resident Evil 7 discussion.
I mean, it's great because like the carpet's pink, the walls are pink. Hanging on that wall, I have my concept art for the original Resident Evil, and then looking out over the window, I can see a graveyard. So it's a smorgasbord of strange, but it'll work.
It sounds like that room is a big fan of Kirby.
It feels like I'm
that
in
means
Kirby
the side's
right
been
now.
eaten by Kirby.
It does feel like the inside of Kirby.
Hi! Or whatever it is it does. Yeah. Is Kirby a him or an it? I don't know. Genderless death blob. The end of Saul.
I think it's a he, right? I'm not actually sure.
Us. I'm not sure.
I was about to say Kirby is whatever they suck, right? That just came out all kinds of wrong.
Like, for example,
yeah.
Medpac L for
Medpac L, I guess, is going to return, and then
welcome to resuscitation.
What's the Silent Hills resuscitation drink or something, right?
It was just health drink. I think
health drink. Podcast,
you could just say welcome to Medkit.
That's everything. We're doing Tomb Raider. Oh, okay.
I say. I think Devil May Cry's is Vital Stars.
Oh, okay.
Or Green Orbs. I'm trying to think what else.
Like so,
Netflix is just Med Gel or whatever.
When we get to Dead Rising, it'll be the Orange Juice podcast.
Yes, the Orange Juice podcast. Or coffee creamer and orange juice podcast.
Yes.
Terrible together.
I'm going to, with our discussion in Resident Evil discussion, I'm going to see if I can play Remake today.
Are you doing that on yours, or do you want?
No, I'll do it. I'll do it on FAS.
Okay, cool. Okay, in that case, yeah, I will make sure that you'll get verified and stuff because obviously it's going to. Someone's trying to log in your account.
Yeah.
Well, actually, here I am standing in the stockroom yesterday, and it's going off with Steve being like, "Can I get the code?"
Dad.
It's okay. Si was having a bit of a dull day anyway.
It's right. This is fair. It's good entertainment.
You having a good day, Adam?
I woke up at 7 a.m. to watch Resident Evil Afterlife, so I'm having a terrible day.
So it can only go up from here, right?
Exactly.
I mean, if we take a break, I can edit it out. It's not a problem. Just as it goes naturally, I don't mind doing a little bit of an edit if people need to go and get a drink or have a cough. Let me pull up our notes so I can.
Everybody, get all your coughs out now.
That's right. Hum 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 hum. Me.
It's peaches.
The Human Torch was denied a bank loan.
What?
I was wondering what the context for that was as well.
Anchorman! Anchorman, come on.
Oh, is it? Okay. Sorry. I just thought it was a really weird non sequitur.
It's like how he does his vocal exercises.
Oh. Is that what he says?
Yeah, the Human Torch was denied a bank loan.
The arsonist has oddly shaped feet.
Yes.
Fair enough.
I've got to imagine they must have learnt the lesson, so to speak, because everyone was like, where's the DLC for Remake 2? And then there wasn't any. And people were going, but 7 got loads.
Yeah.
You know, they probably have.
Yeah, if they do another DLC, I mean, you know, every game seems to do like the whole season pass thing. So
I could expect that from Resistance, definitely.
Yeah. I'm sure we'll see a season pass for 3 in Resistance.
Get a new mastermind every 4 months or something.
Right. Yeah, some skins probably.
Yeah, probably. Yeah, actually, probably like like popular characters, just basically in the same way that Outbreak was just like, he's a David type character. He uses all the same stats as this one, but he looks like Leon. Have fun.
Right.
You know,
Well, they're going to make serious bank if they literally go, here's the Outbreak pack. You've got Greg Muller and then a few of the Outbreak cast, and then his File 2 pack with a different villain. People will buy it. You know, that's the thing. Just for nostalgia alone.
I mean, a fantastic idea. I mean, if I worked at Capcom, I'd do this. But, you know, it would be a good way to see what the popularity of Outbreak really is. Like, are people, monetarily speaking, people talk about it. But, you know, you put some dumb skins out there, and if they really, really sell, then people, they want an Outbreak 3.
Or do like a one-off scenario type thing, and then if it sells.
Yeah.
They just need the terrible ad-libs where your character says one thing, and then in Japanese or something, or broken English, it will be completely different. The authentic Outbreak experience, where your character goes like, oh my god, and it's actually, oh dear.
Unfortuitous things are happening.
Your character goes, my life is bleep.
That's pretty existential there.
Don't worry, I'll be bringing that up.
Soulmate is connect.
Whoa. What was that?
Can you hear like an echo right now?
No, you'd sound like you've been fed through a cement mixer.
Oh, okay. I was just trying something out with the different mic setup, but
this is not good.
I was just checking. I will turn it off.
It made a word. It spoke. I'm very confused.
Yeah, it's told me that it was connected because I need human voices to tell me things.
It sounded like it said soulmate disconnect.
It said, quick, Adam, say stars. Wait, I got to turn it back on.
Soulmate is connect.
It is soulmate.
Okay. It said soulmate. That's what it's called, but SOLE because it's got like a weird foot tread on it. I don't get it.
This is supremely worse than what you were using before.
Stars.
There we go.
I'm turning it off.
It's got its use.
I should use that for the choose your own adventure later.
All right,
there's
spoilers.
a chance you might have a little visit from the big guy.
God.
Yeah. God.
Right, okay, cool. Just checking. But this is the thing, though. I mean, that sounds interesting enough. We just talk about the game. And also Resident Evil as a part of it, but also the game in general, because that's what we did with Teprin, just talking about the gameplay. And also,
that's true.
What about 1080 snowboarding, Si? Can't wait for that one. Okay.
Yeah, probably, right? Probably.
No, seriously.
It's the first ever Resident Evil crossover, I think. So.
Jesus. Oh, wait, was MVC 2 out after
that? Let's find out.
Someone's got a mechanical keyboard for his Mac.
Yeah, it's me. Release 2000. February 2000, Marvel vs. Capcom 2. 1080 snowboarding.
Yeah, it's one tile, so it could be either way.
Yeah. 98.
Oh, there we go then.
Literally came out a month after Resident Evil 2, and it had Resident Evil 2 models.
Hold on, I'm confused. What's the deal with 1080 snowboarding?
1080 snowboarding has Leon, Claire, and a zombie cop in it.
What?
Really? Yeah.
I did not know that.
I don't think they've got special moves. I think they are just like statistical swaps of other characters.
I thought you literally just threw it out there as a bit of random humor.
No,
I was thinking my dumb brain.
A little bit
release
of humor,
4K snowboarding.
1080p snowboarding.
I didn't actually know that.
I'm very confused about this because I didn't realize it was an N64 game.
Yes.
So it came out. So in '98, and it had Resident Evil 2 characters in it. A game that wasn't on the system.
Oh, so like Joker in Smash Brothers.
Exactly like that. Because RE2 N64 did not come out in '98, did it?
No. Well, yeah, actually, I was wondering if we were going to cover that.
RE2 on 64 was like 2000, right?
Surely.
I see, yeah, Sonny's turned up already, giving me a light ribbing. I see.
That's all right. I can rib him right back. He owes me lines. Right, okay. We're good to go now.
Are you sure you're on Mac or what? Because that's like mechanical keyboard.
Oh,
clicks, right?
no, it's great, isn't it?
I mean, you know what I mean?
Classic typewriter noise. Yeah, my 6-year-old MacBook, which I suddenly realised the other day is 6 years old and probably means it won't be around much longer. So there goes another grand. It's better replace it before it dies. Otherwise, we're going to have some serious problems.
It does sound like the AK and CVX. Yeah, very good.
That is exactly what I was going for.
Oh, man.
You can find the podcast on YouTube, Stitcher, Spotify, and iTunes. And if you enjoyed the show, please do leave us an iTunes. You can find the podcast on YouTube, Stitcher, Spotify, and iTunes. And if you enjoyed the show, please do leave us an iTunes review if you can. It helps spread the word. You can also support the show at patreon.com/FA Spray. God, what's wrong with me? You can also
spray God.
FA Spray God.
Aspirations there, Si.
One thing at a time, Steve. You can also support the show at patreon.com/FA Spray Pod for as little as $1 a month. Our next episode, can you believe it, will be our review of Resident Evil 3 Remake. We're now a month away from release and we'll do our best to get our thoughts to you on it as soon as possible. In the meantime, I'm terrible today. In the meantime, stay up to date with our socials because Steve and James will be doing a midnight stream of the game, just like they did with Remake 2, so that's very exciting indeed. And as I said at the top of the show, we have plenty more to tide you over before the game releases as well. Thank you to the panel. You can follow all of us Thank you to the panel. This is falling apart at the end. This is why you don't do it live. Got it. Cool.
Someone mentioned George Trevor, right?
His spirit is here with us. Thank you to the panel. You can follow us all of it. Oh my God. Thank you to the panel. You can follow all of us individually. I'm at Psyniac_123. Steve is at Firebutton Games. And Sean is at Stars_Tyrant. And finally, thank you for listening and have a good week.
Well done. Well done.
Got performance anxiety in the last 10 minutes. So we're running out of characters with few appearances. That's the problem. I'm really worried when we start hitting characters like Leon and Chris that have appeared in about 20 different things. It's going to take 6 hours. Double parters.
When are we doing DIJ?
Do it right now if you want.
It's a mouse. I'm not even sure if it's canon.
Done.
Actually, this is a serious question. Do people take DIJ scribblings as a actual thing? I mean, I ask this, and I don't mean this in a patronising way. I'm just curious because I mean that means there's a canonical rat that can write. In the Resident Evil universe, right?
I hope no one takes that as canon personally, but I don't know.
It's about as canon as tofu. And believe me, no, not joking. I have seen forum threads where people have tried to justify tofu in some capacities.
That hurts.
Come on, you know what this community can be like at times.
I do. I can't, but I don't. Sometimes it's hard to state an opinion and not offend people, but I'm going to do it now. It hurts me that a year plus on from RE2 Remake, we still see people saying that there was 2 Mr. X's walking around, and that one got taken out by Birkin and blah blah. Oh, oh no. Why are we still doing this? We're just talking ourselves around in circles.
There's just grey timelines, Si. Each campaign is not a full representation of the events of that sequence.
No, I think Remake 1 style.
Exactly. Yeah.
Each character fights the same bosses, and they go through the same story, but there's just like certain bits.
Mm-hmm. I think you guys talked about it before, where the canon really is just Leon and Claire walk into the RPD, they encounter Sherry, Ada, some things happen, they get out.
Yeah.
You know,
I mean that's how you have to approach the remake, unfortunately. But
yeah,
it's like characters embellishing how they're talking. I guess. I mean, like Umbrella Chronicles is like historically, what if Wesker hates Barry so much he writes him out of the story?
You know, the thing is, the ridiculous thing is
after today, I'll have a little Google to see what we can do, because I'm sure some crazy nerd out there has done something like that.
James could just move in with you, Steve, for a few weeks.
I mean, that would be fine, but at the same token, just getting, I mean, this is a little bit TMI, but getting off of James Street at the minute seems like a risk. You should stay in the house.
Yeah, I don't want to leave.
Judging from Twitter.
Zero.
Yeah,
Great minds think alike, Nick. Great minds think alike.
Yeah.
Listen, yesterday I went out to get some bread and milk and some food just for myself. And I came out on my street, and of course everybody was out on the street, as they normally are, you know, going from house to house, doing the thing that you should do during a pandemic, sarcasm, right? But also, when I came out the street, there's literally people in hazmat suits spraying down the grass.
Holy
the plants,
crap.
everything, right? And I was like, this is so weird.
Nice.
I feel like I'm in some kind of weird dystopian future now.
Dude, I ain't seen no hazmat suits yet. I am gutted.
Yeah, I haven't seen any in the States here. I've seen nothing like that.
I saw a baby deer
on my journey to Home Bargains. I seen 3.
Jesus.
Right, and Home Bargains is 6 minutes from me.
Jesus. Yeah, okay, that's something else, definitely.
That's convenience right there, isn't it? Home Bargains on the
yeah, but the hazmat suit's less convenient.
Shout out to the Home Bargains staff, because they're amazing and they've been doing their best.
You see, I'm going to come at this from a very, for First Aid Spray at least, a very nuanced angle, because I get the thing. I'm sometimes a bit of a cheerleader, sometimes a bit of a
fanboy.
Yeah, do you know what? When I describe Steve to people, I say Steve's a cheerleader. That's what he is.
And then they meet me, and then they realize, oh, he's actually a 33-something miserable.
Actually, a cheerleader. Wow.
Right, cool. Let's do some levels, please, everybody. James, can you say some words for me?
Words.
Jordan, can you say some words for me?
Big old words, lots of words.
Steve, can you say some words for me?
I like big words, and I cannot lie. You brothers can deny.
Beautiful.
We can't deny it. We like words.
I told you he's a cheerleader. You can't believe me.
When it comes to 1.5, guys, do we have? I mean, is it worth maybe asking Tony to see how to get hold of a working?
I was going to look into what the most up-to-date playable version is, so we can have a muck around with it, because it's been a while since I played it, and I'll collate as much footage and stuff as we can, so we can have a real deep dive on that one. The return of Sherwin to a numbered episode. He hasn't been in it, I think, the whole season. No, he was in. Oh, sorry, he was in the first episode of the season, but obviously he's been really busy, so we haven't been able to draw him in. So I was like,
I can't remember which episode I was last on Sherwin with Sherwin.
Oh yeah, it would have. Oh man, that's a really good point, because you weren't on the villains, were you?
Was Sherwin on the film club?
No, Sherwin hasn't done either of the film club. Jesus, that's a really good point. Oh yeah, box art part 2 could be. Fuck knows. Let me have a look, because I've got I have a spreadsheet.
If we spend any more time away, there will be conspiracy theories started.
Right, exactly. I have a spreadsheet.
Never see him in the same podcast, guys.
He's secretly got an epic beard. Where's my spreadsheet of every episode, release date, who was on it, etc.?
Do we know how the Kickstarter's going? Because I imagine that's probably keeping him busy all day.
Yeah, he's been in the comments all day, but gladly the 1.5 episode we'll be recording that after the Kickstarter's done. So the last episode, Jordan, that you and Sherwin were both on was Dino Crisis. So that is July last year.
There you go. That was July? Wow.
1st of July 2019 that episode came out.
Wow. That doesn't feel that long ago.
Weird, isn't it?
Have I been on?
We're talking about games that we're talking about a game that could kind of bridge between Resident Evil 3 and 4 properly, sort of to capture that sort of period of time. We need a game that explains to us exactly just how Chris got so buff. How did he go from Resident Evil 1 to Resident Evil 5 and somehow just build up those biceps?
Sorry, go.
I was just gonna say all I'm picturing is like Link's crossbow training, but it's Chris like punching boulders. That's basically
exactly. I just want like kind of a beat 'em up where you just play as Chris and you don't have any weapons. You just have to punch your way out of
That's amazing.
city.
Streets of Rage 4 tomorrow. Sorry.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
Yes.
I thought mainly it was because Chris literally swam across the Atlantic. That's all he did. That's how he got buff. He just swam across the Atlantic.
He did it 3 times for the fun of it.
He does sound like Hulk Hogan now.
Ooh, just get on your whisker.
I'll backstroke us across the ocean.
Can we do some levels quickly, everybody? Sherwin, welcome. Can I get you to say some words, please?
Some words, please.
Beautiful. Steve, say some words for me, please.
The case was apparently closed, thanks to the efforts of STARS members Chris Redfield and Jill Valentine.
And Adam, will you say some words for me? Si vous plaît.
And Brad Vickers helped as well. In fact, he probably did the most help by
And
not
Brad
getting
Vickers
himself
was
killed
also
at the
there.
beginning and carrying on to live until the end and save them all.
Speaking of which, because I've been reading the first book, literally the last bit of it is from Brad's perspective, and it basically says something along the lines of, you know, maybe his team should give him some props for being able to kick the rocket launcher out of a moving helicopter.
Exactly, he's piloting a helicopter and he still gets a rocket launcher to them.
It's so funny.
Don't get no respect. That's the
He
problem.
would probably be more popular if he didn't try and like use a nickname for Jill that no one else even heard of or knew whatsoever.
Well, they call him
You're an
Chicken
Amazon,
Heart. He's,
Jill.
trying to get it, he's just trying to get it back. He's like, I'm Chicken Heart, so I've got to throw some shade somewhere.
How is calling like someone an Amazon like throwing some shade?
I don't know, because like nobody likes Amazon and Jeff Bezos is going to be the first trillionaire and everyone's upset about it.
Well,
I was thinking more Wonder Woman, but that's just me.
Yeah, I do like the direction you took there. Though. That was thinking on the spot. I was quite impressed.
Right.
With
I had to think negatively about Amazon, so I just went to the, low-hanging fruit.
Don't get me wrong.
I've not touched it, never played it.
DC Douglas as Wesker, great. If we can work him into prequel material, great. But keep him dead. Like, Wesker's done. Wesker's dead, baby. Wesker's dead.
For the better, yeah.
Yeah.
Now, Alex Wesker.
Yeah. Give me the Drake meme, right?
It's funny that it's so funny in this fandom that, I mean, I guess it would be true of any fandom. People are so desperate to shoehorn in all the characters.
Yeah,
Like,
pretty much. That's this person.
Yeah.
No, just let it be its own thing.
Yeah.
If Wesker ever came back, it's going to be like f***ing Palpatine in the last Star Wars film.
Oh,
It's
God.
gonna be-
Oh, no.
You know what I mean,
Why
right?
did you have to... Oh, sorry.
But it'll be shoehorned and contrived to the point where no one's happy.
Choji,
Keep him dead.
Choji shared with me this meme on Facebook a few weeks ago, which is fantastic. Which is the bit from The Simpsons where Homer is running naked through the kitchen, and I think it's Patty or Selma says, "Well, there goes the last shred of my heterosexuality." Except it's the Rise of Skywalker poster on Homer running past, and he goes, "Well, there goes my last shred of my Star Wars fandom," which is exactly how I feel.
You're entirely entitled to like the film, guys. That's fine. I just personally feel like
Pooh,
Palpatine
it's
was
Pooh
kind
and
of
Bum.
shoehorned in there.
It's Pooh Bum
yeah.
and Willies.
It's Pooh Bum and Willies. Here's me going with the kind gentle left hand there side going, it's it's terrible. Admittedly, I'm paraphrasing.
I think I have also said it like that though, so it's fine.
When the sequels make you appreciate the prequels more, I really appreciate those.
So it was pointed out to me though that episode 1 is actually a really good setup for everything, in the sense that when Qui-Gon dies, that sets off the entire chain events of the entire thing, because it kills off Anakin's father figure, because Obi-Wan was never going to be the father figure that Anakin needed. I never thought about it that way. I was like, that's pretty cool. It's still not great, but that's cool.
Amazing.
And that's a great fight scene.
It is,
that.
Yeah.
That's one of the best fight scenes in all of... In fact, I'm going to say it's the best fight scene in Star Wars.
I think I agree.
Like 15-minute Darth Maul versus Qui-Gon and Obi-Wan is a fantastic scene.
And it's not overdone with the over choreography of the later two
Exactly.
Yeah,
it's really nicely done.
General Grievous.
I was a huge Star Wars fan. I never thought anything would make me not be a big Star Wars nerd. Like, I have tons of Star Wars toys and everything, and like, I haven't even watched the lot. I watched the Skywalker Rise of Sky. Oh no, I don't even remember.
Rise of Skywalker.
It's just
okay. That is Rise of Skywalker, the most recent one. Is the last one, right?
Yeah.
What was the one before that? Last Jedi.
Yeah.
Yeah. After that one, I was like, I mean, I haven't enjoyed. I haven't enjoyed it.
Solo and Rogue One, I actually genuinely enjoyed. I love
Rogue
Solo
One
and
was
Rogue
great.
One. Dark Forces is probably a better version of Rogue One, where no one dies and Kyle Katarn's a badass. But that's a first-person shooter, everybody, and you should play it, even if it is old.
Yeah, man, that's a blast from the past.
You know, what do you do in that game? You kill space Nazis, and god damn it, you kill a lot of them.
Yeah, and also play Shadows of the Empire, because that's a fun first-person one as well.
Ooh, that's N64, isn't it?
Yes.
Now we're on the real. Welcome to the Star Wars podcast. Welcome to the Back to Tank podcast. There we go.
You've stayed around long enough to find the real secret podcast after every podcast we talk about Star Wars.
Right. Has anyone played, while I've got you all, has anyone played the new Resistance map yet, and is it any good?
I know some of the guys on the server have. Apparently it's big.
The real Ark Thompson is saying it's awesome, and he has.
Yeah, you said it was quite big as well, so that's interesting. It's awesome as the mastermind. Yeah, apparently you can lock down the bio cores or something. You can
oh, that's cruel.
Yeah, I don't know what that means, but
it's huge.
Bloody hard work.
Apparently they've made it so the rocket launchers can't Jill can't kill a bio core by herself with a rocket now. Like back in the old days, before the patches.
I remember before the patches.
To be fair, I'll take it if we don't have infinitely speed and unkillable lickers out having a net at the front gate, you know. So, I feel like I'm just rambling incoherently. Sorry, guys.
No, that's what this part of the podcast is, right?
Yeah.
Is this the part where I show all the other things you're doing?
Okay, this is for all the listeners and people. Every time we do a podcast, right, no joke, I always feel like I completely f***ed up and I need to apologise to Psyniac.
He sends me a message every month.
Yeah. This is I'm gonna ask it publicly. Have I completely f***ed this up?
Steve, I think you're the most beloved member of the entire team, so I wouldn't worry.
Yeah, right. No.
You're our darling.
Yeah. Like I know what it's like, Si, because after every single episode that we record and we go outside and he has his smoke, are we all right? Is everything all right? Did I do all right? And I'm giving him a hug. I'm like, shut up, Steve. Shut up.
Good. I'm glad to hear
it's called imposter syndrome, okay? It's not a
great thing. I know. We love you for it.
I didn't do an old lady for the entire. I prefer old lady voice Steve to fucking pirate Steve memes. 100%.
There's an emoji waiting to happen.
Kick them up in a gangster style.
Clear.
Hey.
Podcast a 5-star event. Sorry, I just couldn't resist.
Lady Merchant is a meme.
By the way, I'm so sorry about.
No, it's fine. It went out.
Google lied to me.
Oh,
I put Pacific time, which is what Baldur's Gate put up. It was Pacific time.
Yeah, because it's
which said 7 hours.
8 o'clock now, right?
Right. And it was wrong. So it's okay. So what do we do for 50 minutes, guys?
This is the Afterglow green room.
The behind the scenes podcast.
Exactly.
Was that one okay, Si? Was that too loud or too
annoying?
No,
that sounded good. That sounded good. And gladly, no edit to be made on that podcast, so I can literally drop the file in and put it up.
Yeah,
Nobody did a swear.
Nobody did a swear. No, I didn't cough.
Oh,
I forgot to swear.
Crap basket.
Oh, bugger.
Oh, Talk Watch isn't done, Luigi. I need to do the other episodes first, so I'm going to compress it into it. Just see how many times this appears in the RE engine.
Future videos.
Yeah.
Every time, because I didn't get a chance to watch your stream, Steve.
Mate,
did you yell "top" every time you?
I didn't yell it. No, but there was always a case of "fucking yes" or something. And then followed by the sound of a Steam snapshot. So I made sure to take snapshots in case the stream was complete arse. But no, I did get hyped. Like Remake 3 is good, and Resistance is where it's going to be at, because like in that opening area on downtown, there's like 3, and one of them is huge, but it's the same asset, just big. So yeah, like snapshots for days.
Fantastic.
I mean, that's no slight on Neobards. They clearly only have so much they can work with. They have to use assets that Capcom have likely made. Well, it's silly, and I saw people quoting about how badly was to just jump in and show them like my f***ing album, because I said the mannequin is clearly the RE engine asset that everyone uses in every game. And I'm like,
hold yourself back, make them wait.
Excuse me.
Cool.
I'm gonna get ready for the watches, guys.
No worries, dude.
I think we have rambled on enough.
Indeed.
An irritated sigh with my voice.
No, it's for what?
I'm apologising. I'm apologising. I told you I would.
Get it out of the way now, I guess.
Yeah.
I don't know if and when we'll find out if it's meant to be on this Sony thing and when that's going to happen. Now, we might wind up covering, the news of RE8
don't
rather
tell me
than
it's
the rumours.
Talk being a talk because I'm hearing Cyborg Sigh.
Oh no! Beep boop boopy dee boop.
No, Psy's definitely not Cyborg.
Resistance is futile. Resistance is useless.
What's going on? I'm all on my own, and I can't remember the rest of the quotes of that lady in Dead Space, but.
Steve just wailing away to himself.
Talk have literally just burst through his window and silenced him.
We heard you were a sugar daddy for James on Steam. Man, I want him to get good net. He deserves it.
I nearly did a spit take.
This could be like a conversation in like a small town, like fishing circle. I wish he'd get a good net.
Sake.
You really want to put us through Dino Crisis 3, like actually sourcing that?
I can do it. It depends on if other people can play it.
Is it original Xbox?
It is, and it's not backwards compatible, so you'd have to have an original Xbox.
I do have an original Xbox that I bought secondhand, and let's just say the warranty seal has been broken. Maybe I could get a hold of it, but maybe another game, a better game.
Is it not an emulation or anything of it? I'm not to be the pirate guy because I'm not, but apparently I am according to the Discord.
I have no idea what the Xbox emulation scene is. No, I
can't even run PS2 games, so don't ask me that.
I think once PC got like 2 or 3 ports of Halo, they were quite happy to just work with those. They didn't need to emulate the rest of the system then.
What do you mean they don't want Blinks the Time Sweeper on PC?
They don't want. Oh god, what's that game with the balls?
Oh god, I remember. I know what
Fusion
you're talking about.
Fusion Frenzy.
Fusion Frenzy.
I rented that once. I was so disappointed.
I think I played around to a friend's house for like 5 minutes. It was like, anyway, let's play Halo now.
I wish I'd done that.
Sai, can we talk about beans today on the podcast?
Beans?
Beans.
You've missed some stuff. You've missed
clearly.
James has gone and opened another whole can of beans.
Oh, okay. Are we talking baked? Are we talking magic? What's going on here?
Apparently baked beans means something different to me than it does to you.
Okay.
Sorry, describe a baked bean to Burger Time from where you are, just in case for some reason down south it's transformed yet again.
I don't really eat them, so I can't tell you. They're little beans and they're in tomato sauce. That's about it.
So if I were to go to my local grocery and order and get a can of baked beans, it would be beans cooked in brown sugar and like honey usually.
Oh no, that's not what these are.
Yeah, I know.
This is different. I mean, technically, you can bake any bean, right? And you can do it however you like.
I always found the name of the baked beans weird. It's like, you can do that for anything.
Right.
I prefer...
That's true of a lot of things. Like chocolate digestive, to me, just chocolate thing that you eat is what that describes.
I mean, you could toast a lettuce. That doesn't make it toast. It makes it a mess.
Yeah, it makes it a mistake.
Toast a lettuce. I think you put it in the oven and grill it a bit. Okay, yes, grill a lettuce. But it's semantics.
And as a chef, it makes me sad.
I'm just picturing literally someone tearing a leaf off of a lettuce and put it in toast now.
But a bit of cheese between it, all good.
As a college student in Texas, I did a lot of dumb grilling after some drinking. And I swear to God, one time I put a piece of watermelon on there thinking, grilled watermelon's going to be so good. And it literally evaporated right away and fell inside the coals.
Oh, wow. It's a good thing you didn't put it in a toaster, because that's the end of that toaster. And you're out. Right? That's recorded, yep.
Of course it's recorded.
Good old season 2 bloopers. Actually, it's funny because so nobody knows this, I guess. When we recorded our Last of Us podcast, we arranged it and Adam didn't show up because he slept in. We made fun of it on the actual Last of Us episode. So... the other 4 of us were all ready to go. So I was already recording because I hit record before I entered the call. So there's a 2-hour recording of us just waiting for Adam that may come out one day. Maybe I might even sit on it for 5 years. I'm really going to hold out on it and then just drop it one day. Here's just a 2-hour conversation.
Well, I mean, you might want to filter out some of the more "quote-unquote" risque bits.
Yes, I already edited it down. There was some stuff that we wouldn't say in an open setting.
You keep it all in. You keep it all in.
Maybe in 5 years it'll be okay. It'll be also completely irrelevant because it was all about shit that was going on right now.
Talking about what the are they talking about the pandemic for?
Exactly. I won't explain it. I'll just be like, here's an episode.
Here's an episode we did.
That's what it is.
No context as to when or where.
Yeah, just here it is.
James is permanently talking but hasn't said a word.
I'm eating a sandwich.
Was that I'm eating a sandwich?
Always professional, are we?
All I'm saying is, if we get to the point where we're on a stage recording in front of a live studio audience, oh my God, James will still be there eating a sandwich going,
you cannot stop me from my cheese sandwiches, okay?
I can't say
Welcome to the first aid spray podcast.
All right, cool. Well, if we're all ready, I'm ready to go. James, have you finished the cheese sandwich?
I haven't finished it, but I'll finish it later.
Are you sure?
It's shelf-stable. It'll keep.
No. But
that's what the mute button's for, right?
I've got spit taked all over my machine then. No.
Beautiful.
I also hate The Last of Us because it took my cheese sandwich.
What's this, Sweet Pea?
I wish that's all it took from me.
Yes. See you in a bit.
Mine gave me a cheese sandwich.
What?
And then it ripped it away and tore my heart out and stamped on it.
You could very clearly tell that it was a PS3 cheese sandwich that was just got up textures.
They upscaled the sandwich.
Yeah.
I love these preambles, guys. Can I just say, I live for them.
I have like a whole. I know I keep saying I have a novel written. There's so much I didn't say that's all in here that I can't. My brain can't do a million things at once, even though it thinks it can.
I don't know where you like wrote these notes. Hopefully you didn't handwrite them, but if you've written them in like Word or something, can you get like a word count on that? Because I'm really curious.
Yeah, I can. Hold on. Select all. I wrote it in my notepad on my. I have an old broken phone that I still use as like a notepad. Let's see, Word. I think it broke the word count. Awesome. It's telling me 0 words, 0 characters. It's like only like a quarter of the way loaded to. Come on, word counter.
I guess that kind of says it all.
Okay, this one worked.
Hooray!
7,330 characters, 1,269 words. Readability level college student.
Amazing.
So yeah, I tried to get all my thoughts together, but I should have known.
Bullet points are everything.
I tried. I even like highlighted like, okay, this is Resident Evil 2. This is Code Veronica.
Oh no!
Like the way that I like subjects when I was talking earlier, trying not to reference the other games, I did it a lot worse in my actual notes. I just told myself, I'm like, reading over this, you'll be able to like mentally take stuff out or put stuff in, and no, it just like made everything in my head jumble together even worse than it already was.
Quickly before we jump in, can I just go to the loot?
Yes, you may.
No.
No.
You got your bottle at your desk.
Do.
Yeah. Wow.
BRB.
So much darker than me. I was just going with flat no. So you've got a bottle, use it. Wow.
I'm the Vince McMahon of the podcast. This is my commentary table. So
don't destroy our podcast, please, by breaking up all of our tag teams.
I know, right?
Is that where we lost it? Is that where poor Wonder Boy Adam's gone?
That's right. Yeah, I had to send him to SmackDown.
It's all right. I'll get a wild card and come back. It doesn't matter. I noticed that Mr. Burger Time disappeared off. Hopefully, he's not got bored of us and just denounced us all.
He was saying earlier about he's been working on a game, so he's saying earlier about trying to record Foley for it. So maybe that's what he's done. That's cool. So making like a marble runner sort of looking game.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I mean, I guess when you say recording Foley, you mean Mick.
Yeah, he's what he wants.
Actually.
Yeah, that's what he wants. He wants Mick Foley going as it falls down the.
Yeah, as he falls down a marble run.
Yeah.
Literally, no it's, like it's a big mankind head rolling down.
Yeah, it's not a ball, it's just mankind.
Amazing.
Different difficulties. He's Cactus Jack, Dude Love. That's all those are downloadable skins, maybe.
Yeah, I was going to say that's the different skins you can get for it. Like the Dude Love ones, like tie dye. It's amazing.
I'll have to pitch this to him.
Yeah. And then discover he doesn't have the power to introduce alternate skins.
Or the sort of lawyers to defend against Mick Foley's.
That's kind of really where I was going from. It's nice to know that the chat is really, and shout out for being so concerned about Facebook Steve's about his sanitary health. His hygiene. I'm very impressed with this.
My hygiene is flawless, but no, I was returning a call to my doctor. Sorry.
You really are concerned about your hygiene. Yeah.
Sorry about that.
Yeah. It's okay, Doc. I washed my hands for 20 seconds. Yeah, it's fine. With the antibacterial thing you said. Nope, that's good. Thanks.
I always get roasted when I'm not here.
The doctor doesn't have to call every time he goes to the toilet. That's not how that works.
Yeah.
No. I'm not even going to go into it. It's a long story.
It gives him peace of mind. That's an important thing.
We should just peer pressure them in. Say offer some praise.
I was thinking we could just get a sample from earlier podcasts and just put that in every
cut it together. I think Survivor is good.
Yeah. Oh, not even that. Just grab him saying something completely inane, and then you can just go, "What do you think, Adam?" And then he just says some random crap, and you're like, "Oh, perfect. Thanks, buddy."
Brad Vickers is amazing.
Yeah, literally that every single time. I love Brad. I literally that all the time.
Just needed to like him saying Rad Vickers and then a guitar solo. That's all we need. Like Bill and Ted style.
Yeah.
All right. Okay, I'll jump back in that case. Can you guys hear me? Hello. Fantastical. Cool.
So it's definitely me.
It's you, I guess. Yeah, I don't know why I would say that because you apparently can't hear me.
Hello,
That's
folks.
weird since I can hear everything else.
Hi, Jordan.
Hello. How's everything going?
Surviving. How are you?
Wow, what is Discord doing?
You sound like you're ready to talk about Resident Evil, the final chapter. It's gonna be something.
Yeah.
I fixed it.
Hello.
That was so weird. It went on my default system sound settings, and I could hear Discord and everything else, but I couldn't hear you guys.
Weird.
So I had to switch
very
it
weird.
to another sound source. Haunted, just like this podcast is going to be.
Why doesn't Alice just come in and fix your sound setup? You know,
she could.
That's what Paul W.S. Anderson would write in.
I want a husky, guys.
I saw that tweet.
Isn't it adorable, but also
awful?
Probably very, very annoying for neighbors.
Very annoying for me. I couldn't deal with that every day.
Oh.
Yeah, they're pretty talkative.
I thought you said I want husky guys.
I want
I
husky
just realized
guys.
you're talking about. Yeah.
I just want husky guys.
I just want husky guys.
Okay. Let's shut this window. My new microphone picks up so much background noise.
Yeah, I can hear everything going on. That's crazy.
But in the recording, it doesn't show up as much. But when I'm doing it, I'm just like really aware that everything around me is just incredibly loud.
I can hear
all the floorboards and everything.
Right.
Yeah, I can hear all the husky guys as well in the back.
Yeah,
I can hear.
Be quiet back there.
Mine is a fresh hell. Hello, Sherwin. How you doing?
Yeah, well, I heard job fresh hell, so I thought I'd slam into the conversation about now. This is one of the rare moments where I could be using it to sleep, or I could be using it to hang out with you guys. So I'm decided to hang out with you guys.
Going.
Aww.
Namaste.
Yeah.
Doesn't mean thank you, but you know.
To say that Bard Song is keeping me insanely busy, you would not believe.
Yeah, I can imagine. The hype train, she's a rolling.
Oh yeah.
Something like that. So, anyway, yes. Anyway, don't let me interrupt. You carry on with your woes.
I'm fine, thanks. I'd rather not carry on with my woes. I'd rather cease woes. But you know.
Yeah, let's talk about Code Veronica.
I thought we were ceasing to talk about woes.
Here it comes. Here it goes. Better get the news up and stuff so we're all ready to go when Adam shows his face.
We are totally professional. We have a few people here.
Yes, welcome. People joining us.
Welcome to the live recording of the First Aid Spray podcast on Code Veronica. We will, of course, be doing the news first, but, you know, how was your day?
Oh, well, never mind.
I
You didn't type quick enough.
I heard nudes. I said
we're doing the nudes.
So we're studying the nudes. That's a different. That's First Aid Spray After Dark, James.
Okay.
I need to pitch that to Sai yet.
I'm already working on it. You guys just don't know about it.
Yeah, that's the Fad podcast.
Oh God, that was
the FAP podcast.
No, God.
The FAP. Jesus. Good old first aid pray. That's what you mean, right? To pray away those sins. Cool. What the hell was that?
That was me opening a pressurized container of carbonated soft drink. Sorry.
Okay.
How dare you?
Yeah. Is it water flavour like last time?
No, this one is Tesco XERO Cola, which probably means it's going to kill me.
God. Why are you drinking that, Steve?
To be fair, I haven't drunk from it yet.
Well, when you croak halfway through the episode, we'll know to leave a bad review.
I mean, Choji, Dimitri, and Luigi are all getting a bonus podcast right now about us complaining about.
This is our what I guess post-amble.
Yeah, post-amble.
We've had a preamble, now we have a post-amble.
Well, it's always a pleasure to chat to you people.
Indeed.
Yeah, exactly.
Also, this means I can like drop bombs like my first video on my own YouTube channel in what now? Well, what was the last review I did? Was April 2019. Well, my first review since then is coming out on Friday.
Interesting.
Hey.
Yeah.
Cool. Horizon Zero Dawn, yeah.
Yeah. Exactly. I did a 13-minute rant, but it's awful. I'm not even sure I like the video. It's just me going, I love this game.
Yeah, it's. I remember when I'd never heard. Well, no, I had heard of it, but I'd never played it until I was like, okay, now you need to make a board game of this thing. I'm like, all right, I'll get the game and I'll play it for a couple of hours to get a sense for it. Started playing it, and then I looked up. It's like, wow, it's 2 a.m. Like, I started at 4 p.m. Okay, fair enough. And that was on a Friday. On Saturday, I woke up. I might just play it for a couple of hours, get a bit more of a sense for what it is. Looked up. Oh, okay, it's Monday. Like, I'm really hungry by now as well, sort of thing. I think that's enough of its own statement.
Numbers are good. 17,000 plays so far in podcast history.
Fantastic.
Which is good, and that means, and also, I know everyone can hear this, and I don't mind because it's all down to you guys at the end of the day that this occurs. And in the last year, that's 12,000 of that is within the last 12 months. So we are on the up and up. So thank you to everyone for downloading, listening, sharing, all the stuff. It's much appreciated.
Cool.
Jesus Christ, that's a lot of listens.
17,000. Mental, isn't it?
Well,
I will say that if you're listening to the
good talk, Adam.
Yeah, but yeah,
something
bye.
nice about us, it really helps.
Okay, got the end of that. You kind of roboed off.
Yeah, I will say.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I'm sure.
Down.
Oh, is it better now?
You're fine.
Go give us a 5-star review, everyone listening, please, on iTunes, and maybe write a little review as well.
Yes.
It really, really
it does
helps.
help. It really does help.
Like, it may seem like nothing, just giving us a review, but it actually does a whole lot for the iTunes analytics and makes it so that we appear for more people.
Yeah. So jump on the iTunes, give us the best rating possible, and then leave us your review of Code Veronica.
Exactly. If you like.
If you haven't got anything nice to say, just say, well, Steve's beard's nice.
Yeah, if you haven't got anything nice to say, just talk about the opening scene of Gun Survivor like I did. Hello.
Oh, hello. How's tings?
Good. How are your tings?
My tings are always good. I keep my tings nice and organised.
Are they clean though? Are you being hygienic?
Yes,
tings?
I've got hygienic tings. Don't worry. Clean my tings.
Always look after your tings, guys.
Twice a day.
At least, more if you can.
There's no ceiling on that. Twice a day or more.
Yeah.
What were you talking about? I don't know.
I don't know. We'll let the listeners decide.
Yeah, it's up to you guys. Whatever you like. However you interpret.
Hello.
Hello. How are your tings?
Yeah, Steve, how are your tings?
Oh, my tings. Well, considering it's a cheap lemon and grape flavored energy drink I can get at my workplace, it's okay.
Of course, with the cheap energy drinks.
I have a Ribena.
I have XERO cherry from Tesco. It's like paraffin with cherry flavoring.
Yeah, it
not
sounds
great.
like that.
Just cola. It's just cherry cola, but bad.
Steve is not looking after his tings.
I God, I feel like I should get something more adventurous than just H2O.
Oh no! Water is the water of life.
Yeah, you're doing good with water.
Water is the water of life.
I did not say I was good at word. I just am.
Hi, Adam. How's things? How's
Hello.
your tings? Seems to be the question of the day. How's your tings?
How's my tings?
Yeah.
I don't know if that's really personal or not. When you change it to tings, it suddenly feels very personal and uncomfortable.
It is very personal.
My tings are robust with excitement. You want my best? Back off, bub. I haven't played Marvel 3 in a while. That's my closest context for it's like a barrage. I'm in a garage, as it is in Marvel 2.
I'm in a garage.
I'm in a garage. yeah, that's about right.
I have yet to properly beat a Mega Man. Like,
Me neither.
I went through Mega Man 1 and like I did that mostly legit, and then I got to Yellow Demon and I was like, whatever, I'm gonna cheese this, pause screen.
I gotta tell you,
so
I'm
hard
an
at Mega Man.
awful Mega Man fan because I don't like classic Mega Man.
Wow.
Let me finish, Sai.
Fair
Let me
enough.
finish.
You know what?
I love Mega Man X series. I love the X series.
Yeah,
that
that's
was the other, like, me and my buddy in school as we were growing up, like that was the other one we did was Mega Man X, and Final Fantasy.
I think that's fine because there are like a million Mega Man games, so it's fine if you like you only like one side of it more than the other because that's still probably about 15 games.
Have you all ever played
exclusively a Battle Network fan?
I like Battle Network.
So do I. That was I think that might be the first Mega Man game I've ever played, funnily enough. But I didn't.
Still got my notes from like at some point I would like to do a retrospective on the Virtual Console, and I believe the Wii U had about at some point I swear it was like 28 Mega Man titles.
Yeah,
available in some form or manner.
If I boot up my Wii U now, on the home screen you could make folders. And I have a folder that's just called Mega Man because it's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and X, and
there's
maybe
so many
others.
Mega Man. You might as well call it Mega Men.
It's my Mega Men folder. Mega Man.
My Mega Men folder is something different.
Hello, everybody.
Welcome back.
Pointy Joe, and it'll mess you up.
Mega Man XXX. Oh, I am a schoolboy just making jokes.
a brave, bold new direction that Capcom need.
That's right. That's how to shake that franchise up. Giant Robo Ween. Right, let's.
All right, well, that's got to be your word exercise now for whenever we're testing the mic, right? Everybody say it. Everybody say Robo Ween. Come on.
Robo Ween.
Robo Ween. What's your
Turns
favorite
out
Robo Ween game? You get to ask what your favorite Robo Ween game is.
Turns out that, phonetically, it's actually the perfect phrase to use to test sound levels. So come on, everybody around the room, say it.
Yeah, it's got a strong B sound in it. See if you pop the filter. So, Robo-ween, it's fine.
Oh, God.
Robo Ween.
That's the outtake sword, yeah?
Yeah. That is going to be the closing outtake for the off the record. I think that's the best.
Right, so I
can't make that a server emoji. That's not a good idea.
Give Joji 5 minutes. He's got this.
All right, let's do this.